showtime.
It's showtime. And here we go.
And welcome into another episode of the Movie Geek Podcast. I'm your host, George D., and this is the box office report. We'll also do my review of The Conjuring. It's going to be a very quick one because I'm going to link it into another episode, but it won't be so much a Movie Geek one. It will be more of a paranormal one, but it will still be on your feed. Most likely it'll be under my paranormal stuff, but it will be a look at the Conjuring series in general, look at the Warrens in general, and I will say that I will not be taking pot shots like most people. We'll try to keep it as streamlined as possible, and hopefully you will watch that. Alright, so let's look at the box office report for this weekend. Another surprising weekend, as I wasn't sure number one was going to stay number one or actually be in the theaters, but it still did. But let's go with number 5, The Long Walk. It was 4 last week. It made 6.2. Downton Abbey falls from 3 to 4 at 6.4. The Conjuring Last Rites at 12.3. Him, disappointing, I heard. Disappointing. 13.2 in its opening weekend, and finally Demon Slayer 17.3. So still want to see him. We'll get to see it with George this week. We had a birthday celebration for him. He turned 17 last week, so we really didn't get much, and then there was a double wrestling pay-per-view, so we'll get to see it this weekend. 2 surprises, Big Bold and Beautiful 3.2, that finished 6th, and The Senior finished 7th at 2.6 in its opening weekend. So that actually surprised me that it did that much money. I was actually surprised Big Bold Beautiful did not do more money with Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie. But it's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You never know these days. You never know. So this weekend is a little light. Heading into the October horror season, basically. There's going to be, I will have an episode next week, early on in the week, before the weekend box office report one, about my top 5 movies for the month of October that I'm looking forward to, and yeah, it should be a fun one. Alright, so for this weekend, there is one kids movie coming out called Gabby's Dollhouse. So this is DreamWorks. They took this TV show. I'm not familiar with it, obviously, but I believe it was on Nickelodeon. They are taking it and making it into a movie. Kristen Wiig is in this movie. Gloria Estefan is in this movie. So for the kids this weekend, who are fans of Gabby's Dollhouse, there you go. There is your kids movie for the weekend. In small limited release, a Korean murder mystery thriller called The Ugly is coming out. It'll be on video on demand probably very soon. All of You. This is an Apple TV movie. It will get a small release in the theater and then obviously stay on Apple TV, kind of like what Lost Bus happened, although Lost Bus is in the theater, but it's coming out to go to Apple TV. And, it is what it is. Also, Steve, the Netflix movie, which will be out in 2 weeks on Netflix. So, all of you, this is when a new test matching soulmates together comes between 2 best friends. They spend the next 12 years fighting the urge to interfere in each other's lives or love lives, even though they feel that they are meant for each other. Um, yeah, I honestly don't know how I'd feel about that. You know, Ashley and I are actual soulmates, and it would be very difficult for me to know that some test would tell me otherwise, and probably vice versa with her. I have to ask her about that. No, I'm just joking, babe. Love you. All right. Also in small release, Dead of Winter. This stars Emma Thompson and Judy Greer. Emma Thompson is a grief-stricken widow. Stops by a remote cabin when she gets lost on the back roads of snowy Minnesota. It's kind of redundant. Minnesota is very snowy. I know. I lived there for a month. Yeah. Anyway, she soon finds herself in a desperate fight for survival as she encounters a murderous couple. Uh, Obviously, the murderous woman, is played by Judy Greer. Uh, they are holding a young woman hostage in their home. So, looks very interesting. So, I probably will definitely get to see this when it comes out on streaming. Another movie coming out in limited release, BFFs. Two friends try to reconnect from their childhood. However, um, practical jokes escalate too far, threatening their lives uh, due to fatal consequences. So it's a little bit of a comedy, but it does have a little serious side to it. So, you know, trailer looked okay, but again, it's in limited release, and that is coming out this weekend. The bigger movies for this weekend, there are two. One is The Strangers Part 2, which I've loved The Strangers series, and I hope you guys have too. So, Strangers Part 2, most likely I will not see in the theaters. I'm going to wait and probably binge watch the whole Strangers thing, and I'll probably put it out all in a episode later on. But a very, uh, hopefully, climactic ending to this series. So, the Strangers, the Murderers 3, discover that one of their victims from Part 1 has escaped death and now is on the hunt to kill her and will stop at nothing to do so. So they go on a murder spree to try to find her. It looks crazy good. Again, The Strangers has been a really good series, and looking forward to this movie. I mean, I might still go see it together. Who knows? But binge watching all of them is probably the best way to go. Finally, one battle after another. So this movie looks so crazy. I know they've been hyping this movie for a bit now. Leo DiCaprio stars as Bob, who is a washed-up revolutionary who is living in a state of paranoia, surviving off the grid with his spirited, self-willing, self-reliant daughter, Willa, played by Chase Infinity. Uh, when a former nemesis of his resurfaces and takes his daughter, Bob is on the hunt to track him down and save his daughter. Sean Penn is the bad guy in this movie. Benicio del Toro is a friend of Bob's. Regina Hall is in this as well, so it's got a really good cast. It's as crazy as ever. Um, you know, go see it, I guess. So those are the two big movies for this weekend. I do not know how the box office is going to look this weekend. Um, I mean, one battle after another uh, is, it looks like one of those acquired taste ones, like Phoenician Scheme when that came out, or anything Wes Anderson does, basically. So, um, yeah, it's going to be a crazy ride, no doubt. All right, so that is your box office report for the weekend. Again, it's not a big report, um, and we'll see what happens with the box office for it. One update though on Marvel. I know, Marvel. Oh my God, can you just not stop talking about Marvel? Anyway, uh, production of Spider-Man: Brand New Day is on hold. If you do not know the story, Tom Holland was hurt in a stunt, and he'll be out for a little bit of time. So unfortunately, that will delay uh, shooting. So hopefully, it'll still be on track to come out next year when it was supposed to. If not, it may have to move back a couple months, which hopefully will not back up uh, Doomsday or Secret Wars anymore, because I was really looking forward to Doomsday on my birthday weekend, which originally was supposed to be, but you know, then with the breaks. So we'll see. But hopefully, Tom, speedy recovery. Let's get that Marvel movie done. Okay, so finally, let us talk about The Conjuring Last Rites. I have loved the Conjuring series, but uh, this one, this one kind of threw me for a loop. And if you don't know the story, then this movie is okay for you. Uh, I do know the story and I know the history of it, so for me, this takes a little different turn for me. So on the surface itself, it's not a bad horror flick. The problem I have is that the case that they were that is featured in this movie is not one of their high profile cases. It is more uh, one of their last pieces. So what this film was basically kind of, I want to say it was a puff piece, meaning they were trying to humanize the Warrens and their daughter and their son-in-law. Also, at the very end, putting a disclaimer out there that there are some people that, still to this day do not like the Warrens. They are skeptical, uh, non-believers, so on and so forth. But they were trying to help people. Yeah, I believe that. So I'll get into all that in that episode that I was talking about earlier, and we'll go from there. But so this movie has one of the strangest uh, cases out there. A family in a duplex. So the in-laws and the grandparents live on one side of the duplex and they live on the other. So the movie makes it seem like this is only occurring for a few months or a year or so. Well, according to records, it actually was going over 12 years. And so, but the accounts and everything of it, nobody believes it. So why would they put this one into a movie? And again, I think it was more to humanize Ed and Lorraine, which it does a pretty good job. But again, they have their detractors, and I didn't know them personally, and I know that they are the front face of paranormal investigations. They were the guinea pigs, more or less. the public figures of it. So I am not going to trash them. What I am going to trash though is this movie because historically and factually, this has really it's not a Conjuring movie. This could have been a standalone kind of Warren-esque type of movie, but a lot of the stuff in here is not real, and it's kind of sad that they ended it with this case because there's tons of other cases out there that they could have done. But I understand it was one of their last ones, and they wanted to pass, along their paranormal business over to the daughter and son-in-law, which eventually, they did. Judy didn't really stay with it as much, but Tony did. So basically, this family, uh, had all kinds of weird experiences. When the investigation started, they had talked about things doing this and that, and the mirror upstairs is cracking, and you can see things in the mirror. And then the parents sexually assaulted by a succubus demon. But all this is going on, and in the movie, all of them live in the house, which again is not accurate. It's almost like the other movies where, like, you see the Conjuring movie. The Conjuring house is a farmhouse, not a you know, two-tier house. Uh, and the Warrens Occult Museum is not in the basement of their home. It is in the garage um, with a tunnel. So again, this movie for me was just, it wasn't that good. I know it's made a lot of money because again it's part of the Conjuring franchise, but when you look at it in the totality of it, it's an okay horror film, but it's really not that good for an ending to the Warrens. I know again it was a puff piece. It was a lot of the Warrens, you know, trying to pass it along to their daughter and son-in-law. They kind of brushed on the case a lot early on. Then they came back to it, and then it finishes with the Warrens helping them vanquish their demon, which actually doesn't happen in real life. So
You like that, baby? Let him know where I came from, yeah!
See you next time. Bye.
Waiting for you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's all, folks.
bored me to tears. But I know a lot of people liked it, and it's made a lot of money. So there you go. All right, that is all for this week's weekend box office. Remember, I've got my assessment of the Conjuring series, the facts and fiction, the Warrens themselves, and what is going on in the paranormal world. So look for that at the end of the week. Next week, I will have the October top 5 that I'm looking forward to, plus the box office report and probably movie reviews. I do have possibility of watch or skip because I've seen a lot of movies but have not reviewed them. Also, trying to finish up all the TV series: Twisted Metal, Alien Earth, Only Murders in Our Building season 5, and Daryl Dixon season 3. I mean, just there's so many shows right now, and then there's other shows that Netflix has, and Prime has that I want to try to get through, but there's just not enough time. Just not enough time. So that being said, I'll see you all at the movies.